Hi guys, so this is my final, most likely be my final take on the conflict going on in Israel. In my last video, I talked about not really understanding the history too much except what's in the Bible. So I did a little research myself and, came to realization that yes, Israel was there. It was under some kind of constant rule by a greater power at one point. Then you have the you had like the Roman Empire that kind of exiled a lot of the Jews and changed the name to Palestine. And 2,000 years passed with these people in exile, and as the descendants came along, they become more whitewashed in Europe. So they basically look like white people, but follow the religion itself and maintain the identity through the religion, even though they intermingled and so forth. But there have been arguments that Palestine never existed as well. However, I would argue, and a basic Google search will show Palestine as a country with its own passport, its own postage stamps, addresses, coins, money, etc. Even though it was occupied and controlled, I think around by the Ottoman Empire and various empires that came along, it's kind of like Great Britain occupying India. So people that could come along and say, well, India never existed because it was always it was under constant rule by Great Britain. So that is a foolish argument. Now, when Israel came into the state was annexed, because originally it was supposed to be in Uganda, but somehow or another that changed and it ended up back where it originally was. They fought a war against the Arab world and the Arab world laws. So in that regard, I would say maybe they have a claim to the land now because they fought and died and conquered the land. I don't know how that affects the Geneva Convention, but regardless or not, they did fight to stake their claim on the land, and they won it. However, with the creation of the West Bank and Gaza, at that time when they had the Plan Dalet, which was basically genocide, a plan for genocide to reclaim all of Judea, and push the people who were living there for thousands of years. They didn't just disappear and come back 2,000 years later like the Jews did. These people were continuously there for generations on end. So with that in mind, I disagree with Plan Dalet as an attempt for genocide. It shouldn't be something that should be done at all. Then fast forward to October 7th, a new objective came along with the Hannibal objective. So Hamas attacked, grabbed a bunch of people, and Jewish eyewitness people coming out saying, well, the IDF soldiers were shooting through the hostages to get to Hamas, thus killing a bunch of the people. That's why the rate, the death toll was so high. But I am not here to argue that. It is what it is. If it's true, it's terrible. If it's not, I cannot confirm it because I'm not in Israel. I'm just looking at various people talking about it on TikTok and so forth. But I am concerned that Gaza, being by all known authorities, call it an open-air prison, is similar to that of a concentration camp. Although it doesn't have the same destruction as far as instant death, gassing, and all that stuff, there are constant raids, taking over people's property and so forth, absolute control of all their resources. There, people argue that Israel left, yet somehow they control every aspect of the Gaza, power, water, food, everything is internet, all that is controlled by Israel. How do you control so much of a area that you supposedly left? doesn't make any sense to me. But it is what it is in that regard. The constant annexing of land in the West Bank, destroying people's olive plantations and stuff like that, has been in the family for generations. Moving in new settlers and backing it by IDF soldiers. It's, to me, it's horrific, and it is systematic genocide. Now, right or wrong, soldiers have to fight. When I was in Israel recently, Israel appeared to me to be more of a military base rather than a country or a state. It was because there's just soldiers everywhere intermingled with civilians. It's a never-ending supply of that. And now with the bad PR that's coming out of Israel, they're starting to show a lot of sexualizing their female soldiers. So simps and incels can start acting like or be neutralized in the West, which I find to be insulting. If you're a soldier, you shouldn't be sexualized. Even American soldiers that's over there that has some kind of connection with the Jewish faith, even when they're talking, it's or the videos are posted, it's usually the prettiest of the pretty that's on there talking, or some of this stuff, and nobody's listening to what they're saying because they're enthralled by their beauty, which I think is shameful on the part of Israel to be promoting such a thing. It's something similar was done with the soldiers in the female soldiers in Ukraine, the hypersexualization of these soldiers, which I find revolting. But these are the things that propaganda will do to try and calm the minds of people that would side against such a thing, which leads me to believe that Israel is on the wrong in this part. I did say Israel, the devil is alive and well in Israel, because it was nothing as what I expected it to be for my first time visiting, considering how Jews live their lives here. At least watching my mother live her Jewish life here. There's a lot of segregation there, and it's fairly apartheid in many ways. I have encountered Palestinians that spoke to me about such, that the kind of apartheid they dealt with. But they didn't get in depth with it, because my sister is dual citizenship, similar to all a lot of the politicians here that's sitting in high offices. Most of them are dual citizenship with Israel. But there's a lot of segregation. It kind of reminds me of separate but equal type stuff here, Jim Crow era type stuff here, and it's on a much larger scale. But with the killings, constantly killings, and the prison, the Gaza prison, the Plan Dalet, the hypersexualization of the soldiers to nullify any aggression from incels and simps in this country and around the world. Luckily, there's a lot of people that just on face value you can see how wrong these powers are. But there isn't really a power out there strong enough to stop what Israel is doing, because the United States is backing Israel in what I see as genocide, or at the least modern slavery, persecution in some way, shape or form. They're even trying to pass laws against Christians in Israel right now. So it's just a matter of time before that place is going to be either all Jews or Jews only, or it's going to be hell on earth. Anyhow, let me hear what you all think about that. Ask me any question in the comments. Like and subscribe, and maybe I'll do a follow-up. But as of now, that's all I really got to say. I'm just going to watch, wait, and see what happens. Y'all have a good day.